Hi guys, it's Veronica. Alright, so today I'm going to do days 9 and 10 from the 31 Day Tarot Challenge. And, okay, 9 is 5 decks on my wish list. This one was interesting. And I had a hard time watching people's because I'm like, I don't need anybody to add to my wish list. That is really, I've gone nuts lately. But I did see a pattern emerging. Okay, so let me show this here. So, okay, here's the top 5 decks, and I put hashtag it's all Katie's fault. Oh, look, I have a deck that's falling over. We tease Kelly from The Truth and Story that it's all Kelly's fault, and I have bought a lot of Oracle decks and things because of those chats and seeing what she's got. But all of these I bought because of Katie Flowers. The Guild Tarot, the Luminal, and I got the Liminal. What is that? I always mix it up with there's the Lumina, but this is the Liminal, yes, in a tin. And I trimmed it and I really liked it, but I even bought another one so I could have it set back because I loved it so much. So that one's on me. So yeah, I did buy 2. The Hoods Tarot, Hardy, Nigel Jackson, the Saltwater and Dreamtime reading cards, and the Water Sprite deck and book. And I can't really be mad at her though because she has great taste. And I knew from watching other videos she likes the Royal Fez Moroccan, and we have a lot of similar decks. But these were all because of her. And I blame my want list on her. The Fantastic Menagerie is at the top of the list. It's a Baba deck, and it's just ridiculously expensive if you can even find it. And it's beautiful. And if I had that one, then I'd be on a quest for the Victorian Flower Oracle, which that would only be because if I had that one, that would be the only Baba deck I didn't have. And aside from these 2, I have every deck from the Spiritus Mundi on, except for I only have one version of that Bohemian Cats Tarot. I like the one that has like this gold border around the picture, and I thought it was really cute because really cats dressed up and doing acting like humans kind of freak me out a little bit, but that deck is pretty cute. But that's the only version of it I have. The Circo Tarot, I missed it, I didn't get it. Yes, my handwriting sucks. That says Circo. Tarot of the Crone, just another sadness. And then there's the Dark Goddess. But I am happy that that one's coming out again. And I do have the app so I can look at the cards, so I'm happy about that. And I just wrote this because as I'm watching people's videos, I said that my favorite deck that I crossed off my wish list was the Gill, and that's true. But I also got the Victoria Regina and the Weird of Sarah Howard Oracle. And those 2, I think those are my 3 favorite decks that I got this past year. So everything on my deck, now this one's coming out again, but these 4 are just almost impossible to find. I do have a more reasonable list, and the Divas of Creation, that's an oracle, and I like it, but I haven't really looked it up because, well, you'll see why in a minute. And Patrick Valence's Purple and Blue Triafani della Luna. I don't think I'm going to get it. I bought all the majors in all the colors. I have his art decks, and I bought the 2 full decks when the minors came out in the Italian and the Paradoxal. But if I buy this purple and blue one, I'll end up buying, I don't need the same deck in all these different colors. And before, I never even bought majors only decks, but I just loved them so much. And then I started really doing my majors on major spread a lot. So I will buy a majors only deck every once in a while, but I just can't. He's going to end up with like 40 colors, and I just can't do it. And the one that I'm so surprised I haven't got, because I tell myself, oh, what's another little deck? Little Monsters. I do want that one, but I like the efflorescence tarot. I have it black and white in color. I love the color the best, even though I like black and white decks. It's a moody, beautiful deck. And this one's so cute and I want it, but I decided to write down, like, I almost bought that one today. But the past few months, I just went on this, like, spree. And it's been really bad. So I've been getting decks in, and I'm almost a little overwhelmed. Here are the decks that are still on the way. I've got the Arcana playing card deck, and that's because of Kelly and the Truth and Story. I already got the extension pack and the book, but the actual deck is on its way. The Water Sprite deck and book, and that's because of Katie Flowers. And the Saltwater and Dreamtime reading cards, Katie Flowers. The Color Mage extension pack, because I have the Color Mage deck, which I love. Elise, Wild Moon Woman. Oh, and I can't believe it. I broke down and got it. This would have been on my list, like the number one. The Aura Soma deck and book. I think it's going to be over my head. I didn't want to get into a whole new system, but when Elise from Wild Moon Woman was showing the cards, it just looks so beautiful. And Ethany and Christine and Celeste show this deck a lot. And I got the back that has the perfume bottles on it because I just thought that I should. So, oh, and Il Meneghello's, I don't know how to say that, Hokusai, and the Soprafina I've got coming in. Hokusai, majors only, but they're big and beautiful, and nobody here hooked me on that one. And I did just get, this is another Il Meneghello, but this was when I looked at a long time ago. It's called the Smokers Arcanae Humatori. It's just a majors only deck. And it's from, I think, 1981, something like that. And in every card they're smoking. It's so cute. Let me set it where I can. Hey, elbows. There's Ellie. Let me set it where I can go through them real quick. But aren't they cute? And since I do the majors on majors, this would be a really cute deck to use on top of the larger ones that I use for the house. So those are the other two of his I have coming in. The Tarot of the Magical Forest, that's thanks to Kelly Bear. This past summer when I saw her trimmed version, I wanted it, but I didn't get it. And then now she's back and she showed it again and I'm like, oh, okay. And then the Terra Apocalypsis. Okay, Kelly Bear showed her Illuminati Tarot and I love it. And it is busy and crazy. And because of her, I got the book, the extended book that's on its way. And I just decided to go ahead and get this and compare the two and thought, sometimes when I actually have a deck in hand, I like it better. I haven't liked the pictures where I love the Illuminati, even though it's crazy and busy. This one didn't look it looked disjointed to me. But I'll see when I get it in. And I am going to do a video on the Illuminati one for Kelly Bear. And then I have the Hexon 2.0 coming in. I've had this huge guidebook for years that is so cool. And I'm so glad that the deck's actually coming out. I have no idea how big the cards are going to be or what it's really going to be like. But I'm excited. And then Christine and Celeste, the Polka Tarot. Oh, that video was so awesome and it looked so cool and it was a little bit of a pain in the butt to get, but and then these last two are just I saw Marseille Tarot from Argentina on eBay that I have no idea what it's going to be like. It looked okay. And then the old Rider-Waite-Smith deck with the Tudor backs. I have one and I trim them because you know I love decks that with no border, but this one was for a really good price, so I decided to have one to put back. And then I went through and looked at the decks that I have pre-ordered. And there were more than I thought. The Oracle of Oddities, if you guys like her decks, there's a pre-order for the next one. And they go fast and they're hard to find. So I ordered that. The Star Child Tarot. It's small and borderless. And I'll be glad to have a small one that has her matte gilded edges. I like it because I trim mine down. The Idiosyncra deck and the Amethyst Oracle, that's from Kelly and the Truth and Story. I jumped on that. And then there's some crowdfunding ones. The Dust Onyx I'll have coming in. the 1889 letter Mond. She disappeared for a while, but now, we're getting our decks, and that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. And then the Mystic City Paris, the colored version. That'll be coming in a few months. And then I realized, again, my handwriting, that says Eros. The Garden of Love Tarot, and that's an Uzi deck. That's pre-order. So with all of this, it would be like part of me just wants to get on Etsy and get that little monsters, because I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna get every single color of the full deck of Patrick's. I have the minors to use with the full either Italian or paradoxal version. But that little monsters, it's so hard, but I'm holding out because this is ridiculousness. This isn't healthy. This should do me for most of the year. Okay, and then day 10 was talking about our tarot moments. And let's see, I actually wrote it down. I didn't write about readings. Oh, look, my heart and hands fell. I trimmed my heart and hands deck. So I didn't write about a particular reading. Oh, there were some that just blew me away. But this year was important because in 2015, I went to a tarot conference. I started reading for strangers after 20 years of reading. But this was at the beginning of the year, the very first of the year, I got paid for a reading. It was my first paid reading. And it was from a client of mine now. And then I had my first real gig. I do tarot parties now, but my first gig was working at a Ren Fest for Fidel, the lady who gave me my first reading and was just inspired me to do it. And I go see her every year. And she had one weekend where she had things overlapping. And she asked me months before, in 2015, before I even went to the tarot conference, if I would do her booth for her. And I was so nervous. I said yes because she needed someone to do it. But I was so nervous. And even that weekend, and it was a slow weekend. There was the fair going on. It was rainy and cold. But every reading I did was so amazing. And I was nervous because it's a Ren Fest. I'm like, oh, people aren't going to like it because I'm not a fortune teller. I said, I don't want to pay you. You didn't tell my fortune. But the truth is, I got so much great feedback. Every reading, everyone, that was so clear. That was the clearest reading I've ever had. It was amazing, and everyone was different. It helped me realize that, yes, I do want to do this. And that's when I started planning the tarot parties and getting with friends. And then the third thing that happened was I told my parents. My mom and I are really close, and if this is going to be something, it was different when it was something very private that no one really knew about except for my best friend and maybe a few people. And that's the way it was for most of the time. But if this is going to be something I did for a job, I felt I need to be able to tell my parents. And you're lucky if that isn't a big deal for you. But with me being raised Southern Baptist, and I know in a lot of people's eyes I'm the worst Southern Baptist ever. But you know what? What I do is between God and myself, and I'm absolutely fine with that. But it was hard telling my parents because of the way they think of tarot, and even with telling them that I know you don't understand it, but I'm not doing anything wrong. This is actually beneficial to people. I mean, it's a good thing, and they don't give me a hard time about it. I just know that they really have their qualms, let's say, but at least I could tell them. And I do talk to my mom a little bit about it, but I felt it was something that was important to do. If this was something that I was going to be doing for a job. And so that was a big deal. That was a big deal, coming out of the tarot closet with my parents. And I think those were the big things that happened. And there were certain readings that blew me away and that, were just mind-blowing. But when I think about pivotal things that happen with tarot reading in my life, it's these three. It was a big year for that. So that is it for today, and I'll catch you soon for the next few days. It's been really fun watching these videos, but like I said, I'm almost afraid to watch too many of day 9 because it's just giving me too many ideas and I don't need any more of that. So I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.